intuition has been strong since the day that I was born. Because I started asking myself this question of, where does logic and intuition intertwine? Sometimes it can feel like they're opposing forces. This overlap between majority logic, or the quote right thing to do, or the path that you should be on, are all things that are directly going to challenge your intuition. When it comes to intuition, especially as women, we have been conditioned to ignore our intuition because it makes other people, but especially men, uncomfortable. Let me ask you this. Why are you making decisions for your life off of making other people, and especially men, more comfortable? Exactly. We're not. We're done with that. I recently watched a YouTube video by one of my favorite YouTubers. I just found her recently. Can't tell you how much I needed to see some of these videos, but I will put the video that I'm referencing up. She was like, we need to start treating our intuition as a fax machine. And I kind of love that. And that is where I have been journaling about the intersection of logic and intuition, because I feel like some of the logic is made up by men. So like, your truth is not really my truth. There are a lot of decisions that a man can make, like especially men in power, that I absolutely know that me or any other woman would not make that same decision, for real. So why am I choosing to believe that all logic is just like scientific or factual, when I feel like some of the logic in our society really was just written by men? Why am I going to trust that logic over my intuition? What I mean by that, of like their logic, is things like how you should live your life, right? Like there are certain like logical things that we are supposed to follow, of like, this is how you start a business. This is how you make business decisions. This is how you need to, like, you know, like it's like all the logic that is ingrained in our society of following this straight and narrow path, right? But that doesn't always feel right with me. That really doesn't resonate with me at all, because I make my business decisions off my emotions, because sometimes I get an intuitive download that someone and I were not vibing. I don't want to work with you just because I think I have to. Business is not always about making $1 million at the expense of other people. I'm not interested in doing that. I also am interested in building a business for myself that prioritizes balance and freedom and flow and ease. I do not want to work my entire life, but I want to be a successful businesswoman. But those two things can be true at the same time. I can be everything that I want to be all at the same time. The only person that is telling you that you cannot do that is you. We have so many resources and things and opportunities to follow whatever the hell it is that we want to follow. If you never do it and you never try, then, and if you don't start building the habits like little by little, like you're not going to have free time, or you're not going to be able to like quit your job. Like you're just gonna stay in that same space. Sometimes you are gonna have these intuitive downloads and you are not going to be able to listen to them because of the responsibilities that we have. It's just the truth of it, right? Like it would be silly to act like it's not that way. But I do want to offer you a little bit of a different way of thinking, because I think sometimes we can get very all or nothing, right? It's like, if we cannot do this to our most aligned and authentic and like the way that you one day want to be able to do it, it's like, well, then I'm not going to do it at all. But the danger of that is that if you don't start taking the small steps to do it at all, you are never going to like work up to being able to have that like unlimited space. I want to encourage you to take these smallest steps that you can. You need to do something, because if you start working with your intuition and honoring her, she's like, I need rest. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to give it to you, even though I can't give it to you the way you deserve right now fully. I'm going to give you what I have, right? She's going to love that. And by honoring her, you're going to like open up this relationship of being more open to her, because you know that when you start feeling these downloads, you are going to make it work somehow. It is going to build trust. And that is something so important when it comes to intuition, because if you keep ignoring her, you are gonna keep getting confused of, is it anxiety or is it intuition? When you know it's your intuition and you honor that, even just in the littlest way, that is building those connections to your body to know that it's your intuition and to trust yourself. To my intuition was different, like before I started meditating and after I started meditating. And I've been meditating for like the last like 2 years, like every day. Honoring that commitment to myself of getting up and meditating and knowing that that is my sacred time, it allows me space to let my intuition come up and flow. It seriously changed my ability to notice the signs or my body's reactions, or just be more connected, like inward, that I can notice when something is uncomfortable, when something is exciting, when something's for me, when something's not for me. And it's not perfect. Like, I'm still learning, I'm still human. But if you want to get closer to your intuition, I think coming inward to meditation, or whatever meditation looks like for you, is a very, very good place to start. Building up that resilience within your brain to not get distracted by the logic of other people, the judgments of other people, the anxiety that you're feeling, the self-doubt that you're feeling. It's like that connection inward also like make space for your intuition to communicate with you like louder, or first, like it's like the one that I'm listening for. You're gonna take one thing from this video. I just want you to remember how powerful you are. I want you to know and remind yourself, and I will be here to remind you time and time and time again how powerful you are, because your intuition is not something that you need to teach. You just need to harness it. You just need to remind yourself who you are, the power that you hold, the way that you've always known. You've always known. You can't tell me that you haven't always known. Even if you didn't listen to it, even if you didn't realize it, you always knew. You always knew. And all you need to do is trust it. All you need to do is take action according to it. All you need to do is embody it. All you need to do is harness it. That's the only missing piece. It is innate in you. There is no one that can buy it. There is no one that can teach it. It is you. Intuition, and step out of my comfort zone and use my voice and share my perspectives with you. So please introduce yourself to me and share your feedback and your perspective on this conversation. And if you are still watching right now, thank you so much. And so glad I decided to film today. And I really can't wait to hear your thoughts on intuition.